I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I do love the '86 Transformers movie. But as someone who has no sense of nostalgia for the toys, I think we can finally admit that most of them were well goopy. For instance, this is Blurr, slender Autobot speedster with a streamlined and sharp futuristic design. And here's the toy. Look at this. Is that a whole TV on his neck? Why does this man's head look like Discount Garnet? Why does his alt mode look like it's crawling through a desert looking for water? Look at those dumpy arms! How are you gonna be a speed demon with feet that tiny? So yeah, while I greatly respect G1 and most of that toy line, I think many of the figures for the '86 movie weren't quite up to par, even back then. Alas, 35 years later, the vortex of pop culture nostalgia has allowed us to get modern figures for that movie. Yay! Among which, zooming by like a hurricane, is Studio Series 86 Blurr. Absolutely, positively, definitely, Blurr is back on the scene looking crisper and, in my opinion, better than ever. Now, if you don't know who Blurr is, you remember Hammy from Over the Hedge? Yeah. Now, I liked the Titans Return Blurr figure at the time, and it's still pretty good, but it was just undermined by the absolute lack of color variety. It looked less like Blurr and more like Blurr's Force Ghost. This, however, looks very visually alluring with the blues and the white stockings. This thing has a great likeness to the character seen in the movie. I know, right? A toy looks like a thing that it is a toy of. Groundbreaking. But really though, it still catches my eye and gets me all excited in ways that the original generation's Blurr never could. This high-speed heartthrob also sports a rather stunning head with a pearl hairdo and a Yondu shoe. The face also looks serviceable, even if it does look kinda like handsome Squidward. Articulation is standard for a mainline deluxe, so it's very good and comes with just about everything you'd expect. His shoulders do look pretty weird when you stretch out his arms all the way. Ew. But I suppose in the long run the aesthetic is what truly matters here, and this man pulls it off really well. In a rather ingenious bit of transformation engineering, the front of the alt mode goes seamlessly on the back, so when he lies down he could be like a Micromaster ramp. It doesn't detach or anything, so unfortunately he won't be able to wield it like the front of a car pretending to be a shield, but that's okay because no one liked that feature on the original toy, so it's fine! Instead, this speeding stud has two accessories. First is this blaster, which I suppose is accurate. I feel like I say that about every Transformers gun. I'm sorry, I just don't care about Transformers guns. He also includes this welding tool, which I believe he only uses once to fix the Autobot shuttle. Hey, I'll take it. Something that a few people have quarreled with are these wrist-mounted cornucopias attached to his arms. I don't think those would help with the wind resistance when he's running, but looking at the big picture here, this is a quality Blurr figure. He's articulate, sturdy, and most of all, dashing. Transformation works really well for what it is. It's clever and interesting, and I really like how the chest rotates. I don't know why I like that so much. It's just strangely innovative for a Blurr toy. And when you're done, you're left with this speed racer. Now in the fiction, Blurr transforms into a hover car from the far-off future of 2005. So this basically gives Hasbro a license to make him turn into whatever clump of plastic they want. But hey, even if I can't see this car blasting My Humps or Hollaback Girl like all the other cars of the era, it at least looks like something. It at least looks like the fast, foxy, futuristic fun-time cruiser that Blurr's known to turn into. This vehicle mode really does look very nice, and does justice to our little jogger. It includes basically all the screen-accurate car details you would want from Blurr, like the back shoulder thrusters and the cute little seat that's just a smidge too small for a headmaster. It definitely captures the extravagant feeling of the '86 movie designs, and really looks like it can show you the meaning of haste. You can store the accessories in the front like this. I mean, you can, but you won't. Unlike the Titans Return Blurr, he doesn't have any wheels on the underside so he can roll out, but he sure can slide. Overall though, this vehicle mode does look rather rad, and recreates the racing rebel with reward and resolution. This just is Blurr, and like another fast car I know, it just wants to give the folks a little sizzle. You know what, I take back what I said earlier. I can definitely see this thing blasting out Hollaback Girl on the freeway. Altogether, Studio Series 86 Blurr is a very satisfying figure, and serves as a nice representation of our fast blue boy. The positives absolutely outweigh the negatives, and honestly, this guy can just run right into your heart. Thanks for watching, and I just did a whole Blurr video without making a Sonic joke!